today we're going to start off with some lunges. So we're going to go side lunges. We're just warming up the inside of the hip. I like to reach the inside of my hand towards that inside foot. We can sink slowly a bit deeper as we feel a bit more open. We can actually twist a little and try to sit that bum back. We're going to try and keep both feet relatively straight, as in pointing straight, and trying not to bend this knee over here. Cool, we'll switch sides, going across. Start slow, you might get a big stretch off this inside thigh, but just build into it. Like I said, get a bit more reach and movement as you feel a bit warmer. It's going to be nice for our landing mechanics, getting that foot nice and warm, as well as the ankle. Like I said, if you do these socks, bare feet, it'll be a bit better, but if not, trainers is absolutely fine. Then from here, we're going to reverse lunge and we're going to twist over that front hip. You can do these alternating, but I'll do these on one side just so that you can see a bit better all on one side. So I'm going to twist over that front hip, trying to get some nice twisting of the torso. It's going to get that hip nice and warm. It's going to get that glute nice and prepped. So just show you a few different angles. Good, a couple more, and we'll switch sides. So I'm going to go over that front leg, trying to keep the foot, same thing, pointing straight. We're working that arch, it will naturally do its thing, don't try and overthink it. Making sure that back foot is up onto the toe, and then we're not turning it out, we're trying to keep it in, so we get this hip flexor involved as well. Cool, we're going to do a bit of a ragdoll fold. So you can have your feet wide, it'll be a bit easier, or you can have your feet a bit narrower, they can be together. We're just going to allow the body to come all the way forward, and we're going to grab opposite elbows. And I just want you to breathe out, look through your legs, and just gently release the back and the back of the legs. Try not to sit too far on the heels, so you can wiggle your toes. Try and come forward into the balls of your feet. As you feel a bit more open, you can just have a tiny little move around. I like to shake the head. No, yes, relax the neck. You can grab opposite elbows, so whichever way you went, just go the other way. It might feel a bit weird, but it'll be nice to balance that out. Same thing, just breathe out, look between your legs, stay in the balls of your feet. Don't try and have too much weight in the heels. If this is quite intense, you can have a small knee bend. If you feel that kind of sharp pain in the back of the knee, you can have a small knee bend the whole time. Last few. And slowly come up. We're just going to go onto all fours. I'm going to go into some cat-cow work. So we're trying to get the tummy towards the floor, head up, and then you're going to press through like an angry cat. Then from there, as you feel a bit warm, we're actually going to go in a bit of a circle. So we're going to go into a bit of a barrel roll as we get a bit warmer. So you can bend the elbows. You're going to think about actually, you're like a tombola or like a lottery. You kind of spin all those balls. You're a barrel of water, and you're trying to slosh that water around. So as you get a bit more warm, just allow your elbows to bend. You're pushing through, and you're slowly going around. So I'll show you from a slightly different angle. So we're going to come round, go the other way, through, under, through, and under. If you feel any kind of tight spots or any bits that you kind of need a bit more time, you can just stay there, breathe out, move around, you can shift the body, just play around with this position, allow the spine to move kind of freely, breathe, go either direction, let the neck move naturally, whichever way you're moving, just keep a nice fluid spinal position. From there, we're going to go into a bit of a lumbar lock, thoracic rotation. So you're going to sit your bum down into your heels as much as possible. The hand's going to go into the back of the head, and we're just trying to open and close. So it's a nice way, because your lumbar spine won't be able to help your thoracic spine, your upper back, to create that rotation. So just try and breathe out. Don't try and crank too much, and don't pull the back of the neck, but just allow yourself to sit through. You can play around with the position. You can sit a bit taller, you can sit a bit lower. Just try and find that position where you feel that slight restriction. Breathe out and just look and open. It should feel slowly a bit more open. We'll switch sides. It's the same thing. I'm going to sit back in the hip, hand behind, open and close. Trying to keep the right elbow straight, or the opposite elbow straight. Like I said, don't crank into the neck. Just allow your torso to move and breathe into any tight spots. Cool, we'll do 4 more, nice and slowly. Cool, we're going to go into a half kneeling position, and then we're going to go do some controlled articular rotation. So just big circles with the shoulder. But what I want you to think a little bit is that pelvis stays tucked and we stay nice and upright through here. That's just going to mean that everything through the movement is going to come through the shoulder as opposed to extending through our lumbar spine. So we're going to come up, and then we're going to turn our hand away, and we're going to reach back as far as possible. And from there, we're going to bend the elbow and place it into the small of our back. We're going to reach back out, and then we're going to rotate the other way so the hands can be as open towards the sky as possible, and we're going to reach around a bigger circle as possible. So nice and slow, we're going to come up, turn away, reach as far back as possible, and then bend the elbow, place, big breath, squeeze the bum slightly, stay nice and upright, elbow straightens, palm up towards the sky, and then try and brush your ear nice and slow. So we'll do 3 more. I'll show you from slightly different angles. We're going to come up, reaching all the way up and around, through, comes into the small of the back, shoulder stays back slightly, straighten the elbow, reaching round, all the way round and through. We'll do 2 more, up, rotate round, all the way, and elbow bends, try and keep the butt slightly squeezed, around, all the way back, and all the way out. Last one, as we feel a bit more open, we're trying to come all the way up. Don't try and jack into the shoulder, but try and just get that movement through the shoulder only without involving the neck, and then straight back, up, round, and through. So from this side, switch legs. It's a bit easier on the pelvis. You can squeeze this hand for balance, you can put it here. If you're an FRC person, you can irradiate and squeeze as hard as you can. Elbow comes through, out, up, all the way around. I'll show you from this angle. We'll come all the way up, turn the hand away, reach all the way back, bend the elbow into the back, straight out, all the way around, up and through. We're going to do 3 more. Nice and slowly, up, turn, reaching all the way round, bending the elbow, placing it, squeezing the bum slightly, back, round, all the way through. If you feel any kind of sticky patches, just go nice and slow. Don't go into any pain or discomfort, just that we're working through this big shoulder circle. It's going to help us stay nice and warm, but almost lubricating that joint, creating some nice blood flow, moving up and around. We're going to be a bit active today as we go into our back work or our lower spine work. So we're going to start with just some active rolls. Take your time, you can stay into a nice tight ball. You can kind of build up slowly. You can grab the back of the thighs to kind of get the movement going. But we're just going to try and get a little bit of rocking and a little bit of moving until we go into our plow pose. So when we go into our plow, we're going to lift up with our legs towards the sky. Then as we feel more comfortable, you can support the base of the hip, and we're going to reach back and round. You can just kind of pulse here, you can breathe. If you feel like you're pretty open, you can come all the way back and round, the feet can touch the floor. This might be too much for you. You can bend the knees slightly to reduce that lever, or you can support that back to make it a bit easier. So just breathe out here, feeling this nice decompression through our spine, as well as all the way through the legs. You can grab the toes, but I would recommend just supporting yourself, breathing out, gentle taps. And then as you come out, make sure you come out slowly, bend the knee, support the back, nice and slowly as you come all the way down. So I hope you enjoyed the Move and Flow video. Let me know if you have any questions.